Ever since we unboxed the Komodo Kamado 38-inch, you guys have been flooding the comments and my email with questions, so I thought today I'd spend some time and answer your top questions. Let's get into it. Question number one, how much food does it hold? Well, it just so happens I had a celebration of life and I volunteered to cook some pork for it, and after I volunteered, actually, I found it was like 150 people, almost 200 people. So I was like, all right, haven't cooked for that many people before, but I'm gonna knock it out. And what I did is I put 14 butts on the 38. We had 4 up top, 6 down below, and another 4 down on the lower rack. And I kept open just over a quarter basket, and I had a drip tray. I gotta tell you, that drip tray was so full. I am so happy that was in there. I mean, this full, and it's the pan that comes with it. It's like this big. There's a lot of fat rendered out that I caught down there. In fact, yesterday what I did, because I knew I was gonna be making this video, is I brought this guy up to about 600 degrees. It's actually still a little warm to the touch. It says it's about 150, 100 degrees, somewhere in there. I let it run at about 550, 600 for 3 or 4 hours, and I just let it fizzle out overnight. There was a lot of leftover food and grease and everything in there. Now, quick side note on that. Do not run this at a super high temperature for extended periods of time and shut it down and try and get that white, shiny, brand new finish. You want a grease buildup inside, right? You can clean it up with some high temperature cooks a little bit, but you don't want it spotless. Refractory cement is porous, so if you have a lining of fat, it just helps protect it. So don't worry about it keeping it super clean, but it's you can get it up to clean all your grates and everything, no problem. Question number 2, why did you jump to the 38? You know, do I need the room? No, although, you know, within about 3 weeks after I got it, I needed the room, which is unusual. But, you know, I want to keep content relevant and show you guys some new stuff, and the 38 is just bigger, better. I was able to get rid of the 32, so it made sense for me. And, you know, am I going to upgrade to the 42? No. The 38 is plenty big enough. As we get through the questions, I'm going to show you the size of grates in comparison, because I still have my grates for my 32. But I wanted to be able to provide you guys with some fresh content. I've been doing Komodo Kamado content for a long time on my 32, so just kind of re-hype the channel a little bit and show you something that you're not going to be able to see in too many other places. Question number 3, does the thermal mass make a difference? This question was in regards to the 32 versus the 38. Now, I don't think there's going to be that much of a difference. I mean, when you get into a Komodo Kamado, you're gaining a tremendous amount of thermal mass, and it absolutely makes a difference in the outcome of your food, hands down. Lots of people in the forums say that, and you know, they're coming from Big Green Eggs or Komodo Joe's, and they get one of these and like, man, the food is even better. And I thought it was all kind of hype, and then I bought it, and the first time I cooked chicken on there, I was like, holy smokes, what a difference. I can tell you one of the nice things about having the 38 that got me really excited, and I had to do a video of it. It's probably already out right now, but we did 3 chickens rotisserie on this. I could only do 2 on the 32. This guy could do 3. Let me tell you, I don't know what it is about it, but I think because there was so much fat dripping into all that lump, that chicken was hands down the best chicken I've ever made. I pulled off the skin for my wife because she didn't want it. I had a little bit of skin. I was eating the white meat and the dark meat without the seasoning that I put on the outside. It did not get dry brined or anything like that. And the flavor that was in that chicken was outstanding. Question number 4 was about the lid. Is it heavier to open than the 32? And there's 2 springs on this guy. They're at the back. The 32 only has 1 spring, but it's easy to open. This guy's got 2 springs, and I mean, 1 finger. So you can adjust the tension on the springs and all that, but I mean, you can open and close, no problem. The one thing that you got to put a little muscle in, I've talked about it a couple times already, is just slamming that in. That is cookie mode. When you're not in cookie mode, you pop it out once, so it's got a little bit of play here, That is storage mode. Question number 5, can I move it around by myself? Now, I referenced in the unboxing that 2 of us put it into place. I've got a retaining brick wall on the other side of this, so I did not want to have it roll too quick and scratch the tiles or break a tile or something like that. So 2 of us moved it. I have not really tried to move it since. I mean, you can move it, right? It's going to take a little bit of effort, more than the 32, of course, because we've gained another 400 pounds. But we're on 5 wheels now versus 4, and you can definitely move it. What I will say is on a paver patio, it's going to take a little bit more oomph because right now it's stuck between the grooves, which is perfect for me because I don't want it to move. But if you had a flat surface, you can roll it, no problem. You know, if you're concerned about rolling this in your backyard, I rolled this over. The ramps that I made were MDF. You could use 3/4 inch plywood, whatever you want to use there. But you know, I did 2 3/4 inch, so what, 1.5 inches of wood. And what you can do is you can just like leapfrog them, right? So put the next piece underneath so it goes down, and just kind of leapfrog it down there. If you had to get across grass, what I will tell you is you're going to want 4 people because if it gets off that plywood, you ain't moving it once it gets on the grass. It'll sink right in. But if you've got a walkway to come down or some grass and you just get yourself a bunch of wood, you will be able to roll it across that. Question number 6 is all about the top vent. Does it get gummed up? All right, so here's a close-up of the threads on the bolt that goes through, that's hard mounted into the top of the dome here. You can see those threads, they're extremely coarse. So you never have to worry about them getting jammed up whatsoever. If I had to guess, I know where that question comes from. After having 2 Komodo Joes, that top vent constantly gets jammed up, gunked up, and is a pain in the ass to deal with. Then the paint flips off, and it's you can get paint flakes in your food. We don't have to worry about that. This is a great vent design. These threads are super coarse. You don't have any problems with it. The big thing to remember is that a little bit goes a long way, right? You can dial this down to single degree movements if you take your time and you move it just a little bit. So no worries with the top dome vent. So question number 7 is about the 1-piece grate that's in the 32 versus the 3-piece grate that's in the 38. Which one do I prefer? So this is the 32-inch grate. You can see we've got a little handle here so I can access to put more smoky wood in there if I want. I also have this half rack, which is another accessory that you buy. So if you want to do, 2-zone cooking, the way to do it in the 32 is to have the bottom grate in and then put this guy up top. So then you have your fire over here, the half grates over here, you can put some steaks on here, and then when you want to sear down, you just go down to the other level. The 38 has a 3-piece system. All right, so here's our 38 3-piece system. Now, this is still a little warm, so I'm gonna put some gloves on here, but you can see I've got 1, I've got 2, and then I've got 3, right? You can see down here, for my pork butt cook, I left that all open because I wanted to be able to put a bunch of lump in there. And actually, now I'm thinking about this, last night I moved it over just a little bit so I could get some extra lump to run at a higher temperature for long. It was about here. So I had 4 pork butts here, 6 on the next level, and then 4 on the top level. But getting back to the question at hand, the 3-piece system really does give you a bunch of flexibility. Now the one thing that you can do is you can actually turn the pizza stone, the third top rack that the pizza stone goes on, you can actually turn that upside down and sit it right over top of the coals to get some insane searing. But with this one, you could leave this, or you could put your lower rack in there. Now you got a ton of room for all your steaks and everything, and then you could just go down there and sear without having to move things around. So it's a little bit more flexible than having that 1 piece. The other thing is that storage is significantly easier because it's smaller pieces. The 8th question was, how much bigger is it? And the easiest way for me to show you is to put in the grates from the 38 and then show you the 32s over top so you can get a visual reference. It's really tough to see across camera. Sizes really doesn't come across very well. But what we'll do is I'm going to put in the, oh, it's over there. I'm going to put the bottom rack in and then take this out so we can get a clear line of sight. All right, so here's our lowest level. Here's the lower one. All right, so you can see if I move that all the way over there, all of this is new space. So let's go up one more level. The one thing I'll tell you is there is actually a right and wrong way for these to go in. I forgot that the back is flat and this is slightly curved, so it will not sit properly if you have it in backwards. So there's our middle grate. Slide that over, and again, this is all the area that we've got. Finally, again, right, everything's basically 6 inches bigger. 32, 38 makes sense, right? But people want to see it, so there you go. So before I share with you the final question number 9, I want to share with you a couple of funny comments I got. Funny comment number 1 was, did you get the exact same color and style so the wife wouldn't notice? Truth be told, if you were not super focused and super keen, you would not notice that it got a little bit bigger. I mean, it is bigger because I know it inside and out, but your wife probably wouldn't notice if that's what you're trying to do. Luckily for me, my wife supports my YouTube channel 100%. I don't hide things from my wife. That's probably why I just recently reached 24-year anniversary. I got a good wife anyhow. So the other funny comment was, you sir have an addiction and I fully support it. So I thought that was kind of funny. Question number 9, the final question is, what accessories do I recommend? This is a personal preference thing, but I'm going to give you some of the ones that I think are non-negotiable. Side tables, mine are inside. I don't know if you can tell, but it is crappy weather out. It's been sprinkling a little bit, so I didn't want to bring them out. But definitely I would get the side tables. It adds a lot of real estate on either side of it. You can get them in a teak version or a stainless steel insert version. I lean towards the stainless steel one just because it kind of blends in with all the stainless steel on here. On that note, a cover is non-negotiable. These are a lot of money. Take care of it. It's going to last you 20 years, but you got to keep it covered, right? There are 2 covers available. One of them is the standard cover, which if you don't have any tables, will go on no problem. With the side tables, you can actually, you know, they go out this way and you can hang them down here. I showed it in an unboxing video, but if you want to avoid carrying in your side tables or storing them under a table like this or whatever, you can put them down and then you get the extra wide cover and it will go on with the side tables on. I actually have the extra wide cover for my 32. So that's what I had to put on this at first because I didn't have the right cover for the 38, but because it was extra wide, it just happened to fit. Another accessory, rotisserie, without a doubt. I don't know if you need the big motor versus the small motor. It all depends if you're into doing like a suckling pig or something like that. You get into something like that, you're gonna want the bigger motor. I have the smaller motor. I did 3 chickens on it and it didn't really struggle. I think I may upgrade the other one, but I'm gonna play a little bit with it. I already have the small one, so why bother? But you definitely want that. I think that's awesome. There is a rotisserie basket splitter that is available. I don't think I'd recommend it. I mean, it's nice to have, don't get me wrong. And if you've got the extra money and don't care about it, then go nuts. But for me, you can bank the lump off to the side and not have to worry about that. What's another one I would get? I would get the pizza stone, hands down. If you've never had pizza on a Kamado style grill, you are missing out. Once you figure out, especially if you learn how to make your own dough, you could also go to a local pizza joint and buy their dough for $5 or $6. But when you start making pizza on something like this, like I do them at like 450, 500 for 8 minutes. and they are absolutely delicious. I used to always joke when I had people over for the first time that wanted pizza, I'd be like, all right, this pizza is going to require a fine glass of red wine because this pizza is going to rock your world, and it always did. It never disappoints. So that's a must-have. Cold smoker. Depends what you're going to do with it. I think the cold smoker, one of the advantages to it is that you can do cheese and stuff, right? Because it's a cylinder that goes in the side here. I have a video on it, but excuse me. What it does is it allows you to run, you fill it up with wood chips or wood pellets, and you light it with a torch, and then it's got an aquarium air pump that keeps stoking the fire so it burns clean. And you put it in the side and you can cold smoke cheese or whatever. You can also use it to supplement smoke if you don't feel like adding more wood chunks. So I think that, you know, I have it, I like it. Do I use it all the time? No, but it is nice to have. I think that's probably it. There's some other ones. It really depends what you want to cook, but those will definitely get you started and in a happy place. The final tip I'll give you, if you're going to buy one, order some charcoal with it because it's coming to ship once. They can stack some on top and you can save on freight because it's just going to add to the weight, and that'll help you out. Get a bunch of cocoa char and try it out because it's amazing stuff. If you need more details, I do have a link below. Komodo Kamado is a partner, so I try and support them. Check out the link below. You can go to their page. They have everything from a 16 up to a 42. So I think you'll be able to find anything you want. But thank you for watching. Stay tuned. I have a ton of cooks coming. Since I teased the triple rotisserie one, we're going to put that one right here. Check it out. I mean, that chicken was out of this world. I'll see you soon.